What if the reality you experience is not a fixed, unchangeable structure, but rather a fluid canvas, constantly being shaped by the very act of your observation? What if what was once dismissed as mere magic is, in fact, a fundamental law of this very reality, a power accessible to us all? This is not simply an abstract philosophical concept. This is a paradigm shift that will challenge everything you have been taught about the nature of existence and your place within it. A shift that could potentially unlock the immense creative power you possess, waiting to be awakened. Quantum physics, specifically the groundbreaking double-slit experiment, has revealed that our consciousness plays an active, indeed decisive role in shaping the world around us. It demonstrates that what we perceive as a solid, material reality is, at its most fundamental level, a field of possibilities that only collapses into form when observed by a conscious mind. This is not just another scientific theory. It is a demonstrable truth that suggests that the mechanics of magic, as described in esoteric traditions, might not be myths or superstitions, but practical applications of natural laws that govern this reality. This understanding places you, the observer, not as a passive witness, but as the active co-creator of your experiences. To grasp this profound shift, think of a stage magician, masterfully manipulating your perception of reality. You might see a solid object vanish or reappear, believing in the illusion presented to you. But behind this grand spectacle lies a complex mechanism of misdirection, timing, and a deep understanding of human perception. Similarly, our everyday experience of the world, with its seemingly solid objects and predictable rules, is also, in a way, a carefully constructed illusion, a limited perception of a much more dynamic and fluid reality that operates at a quantum level. This familiar world is merely a surface-level perception, masking a deeper, more mysterious realm where consciousness interacts directly with the very fabric of existence. It is in this hidden realm, the quantum world, that the true nature of reality begins to reveal itself, showcasing a potential far beyond our everyday understanding. To fully understand this, we need to briefly discuss the prevailing view of classical physics, a framework that has dominated scientific thought for centuries. In this view, the universe is a vast, clockwork mechanism, a purely material and objective reality where everything is determined by cause and effect, where the observer is separate from the observed. In this deterministic worldview, each effect has a clear and predictable cause, and all of reality can be accurately mapped and predicted. This approach, while successful in many aspects of science, has inadvertently created a sense of powerlessness, where the individual is seen as a mere cog in a vast machine, with no real agency or ability to affect the world around them. This classical view is not only flawed, but it creates a limited perception of reality, one that masks the incredible potential hidden within our own minds. The paradigm shift we are about to explore challenges the core foundations of this classical view, suggesting that reality is not fixed or deterministic, but a fluid construct influenced by our consciousness, our beliefs, and our focus. This new understanding is not just an abstract academic topic. It is a fundamental shift in your understanding of who you are and your place in the universe. This new reality has the potential to transform your life as you know it, because it reveals that you are not a passive player in a predetermined game, but an active participant in the creation of your own reality. This knowledge, once integrated, has the potential to liberate you from limiting beliefs, fears, and self-imposed limitations. This can empower you to move from a state of powerlessness to a state of active, conscious creation, where you intentionally shape your life according to your desires and aspirations. It is not simply about understanding the universe, it is about understanding your own power within it and taking the responsibility that comes with this knowledge. quantum physics, and the implications of the double-slit experiment in particular force us to reevaluate everything we believe to be true about reality, about truth, and about the very nature of our existence. If reality changes depending on how it is observed, what else that we have been told is absolute truth might actually be incomplete or just an illusion. What if the visible universe is only a small piece of a larger, more intricate puzzle that remains hidden to our senses? It is in this exploration that science and spirituality, two disciplines often perceived as separate, converge on the fundamental principles of existence. What ancient mystics understood through their deep spiritual insights and exploration, quantum physics is now demonstrating through meticulous scientific experimentation, revealing a deeper, more interconnected view of reality. This journey starts with the double-slit experiment, a scientific study that, while deceptively simple in its setup, has shaken the very foundation of our understanding of reality. This experiment, using only a light source, a barrier with two slits, and a detection screen, reveals the strange and unpredictable behavior of light. It is a study that doesn't require complex machinery or complicated mathematics, but one whose implications are nothing short of revolutionary. The experiment reveals that light, at a subatomic level, does not behave as we might expect a particle to. Light possesses a dual nature, existing as both a wave and a particle, depending on how we observe it. When light is not being observed, it behaves as a wave, spreading out and passing through both slits simultaneously, creating an interference pattern on the detection screen, much like ripples of water colliding and interfering with each other. It is like the ocean itself, a continuous field of energy in constant movement. But when we attempt to measure which slit the light is passing through, the wave suddenly collapses and light begins to behave as a particle, passing through only one slit or the other, and producing a pattern of two distinct lines instead of an interference pattern. This shift in behavior, from wave to particle, depending on the act of observation, is a radical departure from classical physics, and it introduces the fundamental idea that at a quantum level, matter is not fixed but a field of possibilities, a wave of potential that collapses into a particle upon being observed, a form shaped by observation. The key element here is that the very act of observing, of attempting to measure, changes the nature of what is being observed. When we are not looking, light behaves as a wave. When we look, it behaves as a particle. The simple act of observing has changed the very nature of reality, demonstrating that there is an intimate, inseparable connection between the observer and the observed. The universe, it seems, is not an objective reality, but a subjective experience, constantly being shaped by the observer, the very consciousness that observes it. This finding suggests a powerful link between consciousness and manifestation, suggesting that our observation plays a key role in how form manifests itself, transforming potential into the reality we perceive. What if our perception of reality is profoundly incomplete, only seeing a surface level of truth? How is it possible that simply by observing a subatomic element, we alter its very nature? How can our conscious attention have such a tangible impact on what we experience as reality? The double-slit experiment is not just another scientific phenomenon. It is a doorway into a world where consciousness is the active force, not just a passive observer. It is the beginning of a journey of understanding that challenges our assumptions about how the universe operates. What if the observer effect is not just a scientific anomaly, but a key to understanding hidden potential, latent abilities, and the immense power of consciousness? This is the beginning of realizing that we are not just observers of the universe, but active participants in its creation, a truth that has been hidden in plain sight for far too long. The very idea that consciousness and intention can alter reality is not a new concept. throughout history, esoteric and spiritual traditions have described the power of the mind to shape reality. Concepts like the mind creates reality and as within, so without have been expressed in various ancient texts, hinting at a connection between consciousness and manifestation, a power that is only now beginning to be validated by modern science. This is not a coincidence, but a subtle pattern of wisdom that has been suppressed, overlooked, and now brought to the surface by the very scientific method that once dismissed it. What if understanding this connection between consciousness and reality is the first step in unlocking the secrets of manifestation and what has been called magic? In the next section, we will begin to explore how to apply these new insights, these new understandings, to your own life, how to become more conscious of your own power, and how to begin the process of actively creating the reality you truly desire. Prepare yourself to learn how to take the information that was mentioned here and practically change your life. The double-slit experiment, as we have explored, is far more than just a scientific curiosity. It is a profound revelation that unveils a fundamental truth about the very nature of reality. This experiment unequivocally demonstrates that what we perceive as a fixed and immutable material world is, at its deepest level, a fluid field of infinite possibilities that is actively shaped by the very act of our observation. The solid objects, the seemingly unchangeable laws of physics, the everyday reality we have come to accept as truth, all are nothing more than manifestations of our own awareness, formed by the conscious mind observing and interacting with it. This is not a subtle nuance. It is a radical shift that redefines the relationship between the observer and the observed, and therefore, the very nature of your reality. This understanding reveals that our perception is not simply a passive reception of external data, but a powerful force that actively participates in the creation of what we perceive as real. It challenges the long-held view of a separate, objective universe, showing us that we are active participants, co-creating the reality we experience every moment of every day. This is the key to unlocking your inherent potential, revealing that your mind is not simply an observer within the universe, but an active co-creator of it. This seemingly groundbreaking scientific discovery, however, is not entirely new. These profound concepts have been echoed throughout history by mystics, philosophers, and esoteric traditions, who, through their deep introspective practices and spiritual insights, intuitively understood this connection long before the advent of modern science. The Hermetic tradition, for example, speaks of the all is mind. The universe is mental, a statement that finds a striking parallel in the observer effect, suggesting that the entire universe, in all its complexity and grandeur, is a mental construct, a projection of a universal consciousness. The Gnostic concept of the demiurge, the creator of the material world, speaks of a limited perception that traps souls in a lower, illusory reality, a perception that we, through our beliefs and focus, have the power to change. Similar echoes resound in ancient Buddhist philosophy, which emphasizes the power of the mind to create our experience, teaching that reality is a reflection of our consciousness, not the other way around. These are not isolated coincidences. They are patterns of wisdom that have consistently emerged across various cultures and times, hinting at a universal truth that is only now being rediscovered through the lens of modern science. What was once considered metaphysical speculation is now validated by rigorous scientific experimentation, revealing a convergence of two paths: the ancient path of spiritual insight and the modern path of scientific inquiry, both leading to the same profound understanding that the power to create and transform reality resides within the depths of our own consciousness. And here lies the core understanding, the key to personal empowerment. The observer effect is not merely a passive observation, but rather an active participation of consciousness in the creation of reality. It is not simply that the universe exists and we, as separate entities, observe it from the outside, but that our consciousness is a fundamental part of this universe, actively participating in the constant process of creation. This understanding removes the notion of separation between the observer and the observed, revealing an inseparable unity, a single unified field of consciousness that gives rise to all that is. Each conscious mind, therefore, is not just a receiver of information, but an active creative force that continually shapes and molds the fabric of existence through the power of attention, intention, and belief. This concept is fundamental because it shifts our understanding of our role in the universe, moving us from the position of a passive observer to that of an active co-creator, capable of influencing and changing the very essence of our reality. This knowledge, once fully embraced, liberates us from the illusion of powerlessness and places us firmly in the driver's seat of our own lives. The universe is not happening to you, it is happening through you. The responsibility and the power lies within. This understanding that you are not a victim of circumstance but a powerful co-creator has the potential to revolutionize your entire experience. You are not simply a passenger on a predetermined course, but the active navigator of your own destiny, capable of consciously shaping your experiences by shifting your beliefs, focusing your intention, and directing your awareness. It is by embracing this truth that the world you perceive, both within and without, will no longer be a reflection of your past conditioning, but an intentional creation based on the direction of your focused attention, powered by your highest aspirations. This knowledge is not simply theoretical, it is a practical path to liberation from limiting beliefs, self-imposed constraints, and the illusion of separation. You are not merely a small, insignificant being in an indifferent universe, but a powerful creator, equipped with the ability to shape your personal reality, not just through action, but through the profound power of consciousness itself. Your mind is the fertile ground upon which your reality is sown. Your thoughts are the seeds, your emotions the water, and your beliefs the light that allows those seeds to grow. And as you cultivate these, you begin to harvest the world that you have intentionally created. This knowledge calls you to take full responsibility, not just for your actions, but for your thoughts and beliefs, understanding that everything within your sphere of influence is a reflection of the internal universe you actively create and inhabit. This profound understanding of the observer effect and the power of consciousness extends beyond the individual, reaching into the very fabric of our shared, collective reality. Just as you actively shape your own personal experience through your consciousness, collectively, we are all engaged in a co-creative dance, shaping the very world we all share, the events we witness, and the future we are moving towards. This understanding reveals that the world is not a static stage, but a dynamic, ever-evolving canvas that responds not only to individual intentions, but also to the collective beliefs, fears, and aspirations of humanity as a whole. The world you see around you, with all its beauty and its suffering, is a direct reflection of the collective consciousness, a mirror that showcases our shared potential, our limitations, and our responsibility to one another. Therefore, the path to transformation is not solely an individual journey, but a collective one, inviting us to become more conscious of the shared reality we are creating, and to take responsibility for the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs we contribute to this global field of consciousness. This is not a call to despair, but but an awakening to the profound influence you wield and the responsibility to use that influence with conscious intention towards the creation of a more harmonious, compassionate, and sustainable world for all. Each personal experience is like a drop of water in the ocean of collective consciousness, and just as every drop contributes to the whole, every conscious choice we make ripples out and affects the entire world. The pattern we've established, the duality between perceived reality and the actual quantum reality, is not simply an abstract philosophical concept, but a practical framework through which we can navigate and consciously influence the world around us. We have seen how the solid and predictable reality of classical physics masks a deeper, more fluid and interconnected quantum world where consciousness plays an active role. This pattern is not merely a theoretical construct. It is a guide, a practical tool that gives you the ability to decipher the hidden workings of reality. Just as the magician creates an illusion by manipulating your perception, the world we see is but a single facet of a larger, more complex reality. When we understand how the illusion is created, we are no longer bound by it. We become active participants, able to consciously shape the world we experience. This pattern of duality, of the visible and invisible, is the key to understanding how intention shapes reality, how belief creates form, and how attention directs our experience. It reveals to us that we are not at the mercy of an external world, but that we are actively co-creating it through our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. This knowledge invites you to become a conscious navigator of your own experience and the shared human experience, by becoming aware of the dualities and embracing the power that lies in the bridge between these two worlds. It is the understanding of the interplay between the quantum field and the manifested world that allows for the intentional creation of reality. It is the mastery of consciousness to manipulate these elements that has been traditionally called magic. The implications of this understanding, that the observer effect is not just an anomaly of physics, but a fundamental law of nature, are far-reaching and profound. This principle is not something that only happens within the controlled setting of a physics laboratory. It is something that is constantly active, shaping every moment of your existence, every single day. The observer effect is not just a scientific theory to be understood intellectually. It is a living, breathing, active process, constantly unfolding in all areas of our lives, in all interactions we have with the world. From the simplest action to the most complex manifestation, our conscious awareness is constantly shaping our experiences, whether we are consciously aware of it or not. This reality reveals to you that your mind is not a passive receiver of information, but rather an active force that is constantly creating your experience. It is the lens through which you filter the world, creating meaning and shaping your individual and shared realities. The world is not just out there, it is a reflection of your internal state, constantly being shaped by the focus of your attention, the beliefs you hold, and the intentions you cultivate. This principle is always in motion, always active, constantly reshaping your world to reflect the vibration of your consciousness. Once you understand this, you can begin to intentionally direct this creative force to align with the highest vision of your life. This new perspective transforms your relationship with reality and, fundamentally, your relationship with yourself. No longer are you at the whim of external forces, a mere plaything of fate or circumstance, but you have discovered that you are a powerful co-creator, actively engaged with the universe in a partnership that brings forth all that is, from the simplest to the most profound. You are not a small, insignificant being adrift in a vast and indifferent cosmos, but a vital, indispensable part of a universal consciousness that depends on your unique perspective to manifest the full spectrum of possibilities. This realization shifts the paradigm of your very existence, empowering you to become an active participant in the creation of your life, free to shape your experiences according to your highest aspirations and conscious intention. By understanding that your consciousness directly interacts with the fabric of reality, you cease to be a victim of circumstance and become the conscious architect of your destiny. This is not simply about acquiring intellectual knowledge, but about embodying a new understanding of yourself and your relationship with the world, one where you take full ownership of your creative power and consciously shape your journey. You are not merely a spectator in the theater of existence, but the author, director, and protagonist of your own epic tale, and through this understanding, you claim your seat not just as a viewer, but as the master of ceremonies. And now, let us bring together the various threads of our exploration, connecting the initial questions that sparked this journey, the scientific revelations of the double-slit experiment, and the timeless wisdom of ancient spiritual and esoteric traditions. We began by questioning whether reality is fixed. Then we delved into the complexities of quantum physics and the observer effect, and we then explored how these concepts resonate with ancient esoteric wisdom traditions. And now, we can see with absolute clarity that these seemingly separate ideas are actually interwoven pieces of the same grand puzzle, forming a single, unified understanding of the nature of reality. We are co-creators of our own experiences through the power of consciousness, belief, and intention. This realization is not merely a culmination of separate ideas, but a fusion of science and spirituality, two paths that have, for too long, been separated by dogma and misunderstanding. Now, it is clear that they are complementary, with each revealing a different aspect of the same fundamental truth, that consciousness is not a passive observer, but the very force that shapes and molds reality. It is through this new understanding that we can move beyond the illusion of separation, embrace our individual and collective power, and begin to consciously create a more harmonious and sustainable world. What was once hidden is now revealed. What was once questioned is now understood. The pieces are in place, the mystery resolved, and now the true journey of conscious creation can begin. We have followed the pattern of presenting a limitation in the conventional understanding of reality, revealing the power of quantum physics and ancient esoteric traditions, and arriving at a place of empowerment where you are equipped to take responsibility for the world you create, both within and without. We began by exploring the rigid, limited view of reality dictated by classical physics. Then we delved into the strange, unpredictable world of quantum mechanics, and we then explored the timeless wisdom of esoteric traditions. And now, you stand empowered with the understanding that you are not a passive observer, but an active co-creator of your own personal world, and indeed, the shared human experience. This is not merely a shift in perspective. It is a profound transformation that liberates you from the constraints of a predetermined existence and places you firmly at the helm of your own destiny. You have been given the keys to your own kingdom, so to speak, the knowledge that your consciousness is the creative force through which your desires can become your reality. The journey is not over, but rather, it has just truly begun. The path is yours to shape, the destination yours to design, the power is yours to claim. With this newfound understanding, you are no longer a small cog in a large machine, but a conscious agent of change, and now that you know this, you can never truly go back to being what you were. You have stepped through a door, and there is no turning back. We set out to explore some fundamental questions about the nature of reality. We asked, what if the reality you experience is not fixed? And what if magic is not just a myth, but a fundamental law of nature. Now, armed with the knowledge of the double-slit experiment and the wisdom of ancient spiritual traditions, we can answer these questions with confidence and clarity. Based on everything we've discussed here today, the reality you experience is not fixed, immutable, or separate from you, but a fluid, dynamic construct, constantly being shaped by your own mind, your beliefs, your consciousness, and your focused attention. And the mechanics of what has been traditionally called magic are not merely the stuff of fantasy or superstition, but rather, they are demonstrable applications of natural laws, the very laws we've been exploring together. These mechanics, the power of intention, belief, and focus, are a form of applied quantum physics, a technology that was lost to the masses, only to be rediscovered by those who seek deeper understanding, both scientifically and spiritually. What once seemed like a mystery is now a clearly defined set of principles that demonstrates not just how the universe is constructed, but how you are part of its construction. The tension that has been building throughout our exploration is now resolved by a simple, yet profound, realization. That you possess the power to change the nature of your reality through the conscious direction of your attention, beliefs, and intention. You are not separate from reality, you are an integral part of it, and you always have been. The tension that has been building throughout this exploration now transforms into a sense of calm, understanding, and above all, empowerment. The initial questions, the challenging scientific concepts, the ancient wisdom traditions, they all converge into a new, integrated and expanded perspective that fundamentally alters your relationship with reality and your place within it. You are no longer bound by the limitations of a purely materialist worldview, nor are you at the mercy of a fixed and predetermined reality. The very nature of your existence is not to be a spectator in the game of life, but to be an active player, a conscious co-creator, whose beliefs, intentions, and focus have a direct and tangible impact on the world you experience. The solid reality that once seemed so immovable, so certain, is now revealed to be a fluid, dynamic construct, shaped by the very act of observation, a field of infinite possibilities that collapses into form through the power of your conscious intention. And in this understanding, you will find the key to liberation, to true empowerment, and to the conscious creation of the life you truly desire. You are in control. The universe has always responded to your vibration, and now you can begin to shape your vibration, and therefore your world with focus, intention, and understanding. The mystery is solved, and now the power is yours. And now, as we reach the end of this exploration, new questions begin to emerge, new paths of understanding begin to reveal themselves. How will you use this newfound awareness of consciousness to create the reality you desire? What aspects of your life will you now begin to intentionally shape and manifest? What will you do with the understanding that your very mind, your consciousness, is a creative force with the power to change your experience? These questions are not intended to provide a single, definitive answer, but to serve as invitations for deeper exploration, personal experimentation, and conscious application of what you've learned today. The journey is ongoing, the process of discovery is continuous, and your individual contribution is essential to the collective evolution of humanity. This is not a call to rest on the laurels of understanding, but an invitation to become an active participant in the ongoing co-creation of our shared reality by using this knowledge practically in all aspects of your life. Now, the true journey of discovery begins within you. The potential for this knowledge, this understanding of the power of consciousness, extends far beyond the realm of personal growth and transformation. It has profound implications for every aspect of our shared experience, from our health and well-being to the very future of our species. What if the power of intention, combined with focused belief and conscious action, could unlock new pathways to healing, not just in our bodies, but in our collective consciousness? What if the understanding of manifestation, rooted in the principles of quantum physics, could be a powerful tool for creating a more equitable and sustainable future for all? The applications of this understanding are limitless, transcending boundaries of science, spirituality, and philosophy, impacting every area of human life. It is a call to action, an invitation to explore these ideas with an open mind, a critical heart, and a willingness to embrace the responsibility that comes with such power. The ability to shape reality, to heal and to manifest, lies not in some external force, but in the very heart of our collective consciousness. By understanding this truth, we can step into a new era of possibility where individual potential is used in service to the highest good. And you, with this new understanding, can be a catalyst for this change, starting within your own experience. This is not a journey to take alone. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let us know what resonates with you, and most importantly, let us know how you're using this understanding to change your reality and to actively manifest your highest potential. This is not just a call to action, but an invitation to join a community of conscious co-creators where we can share ideas, support one another, and collectively contribute to a more loving, compassionate, and harmonious future for all. The power to transform this world lies not only in understanding, but in the action that stems from that understanding when we come together in a space of shared vision, intention, and compassion. By sharing, by connecting, and by actively participating in this ongoing conversation, we strengthen the collective field of consciousness and bring to life the vision that we hold in our hearts for ourselves and for humanity. This is not simply about gaining information. It is about the power of community, of shared vision, and the power of co-creation. So, reach out, connect, and let us start this next step together. And as you begin to navigate this new world, this new reality, be sure to subscribe for future content, where we will continue to delve deeper into the practical applications of this knowledge, exploring specific techniques for manifesting your desires, aligning with your authentic potential, and participating in the conscious evolution of our collective future. This is just the beginning, the first step on a path of infinite discovery, and there is a vast, unexplored landscape waiting for your unique perspective to be revealed. Also, check out the links in the description for additional resources that will aid you in continuing this journey of exploration, offering further insights, practical tools, and the guidance that you may need to integrate these powerful concepts into your daily life. Remember, the universe is constantly evolving, and you, as a conscious co-creator, are an essential part of this ongoing, beautiful, and ever-changing process. The adventure awaits, and you, with the keys of understanding and awareness, are now fully equipped to begin.